Imagine reading a story that jumps all over the place. The beginning starts in the middle, the end comes too soon, and the middle is confusing. You feel lost, frustrated, and disconnected. Now imagine a story that flows naturally with a clear beginning, rising action, climax, and satisfying ending. That's the power of narrative structure. And today, I'm going to teach you how to master it using Freytag's pyramid so you never mess it up in your IGCSE English exams. Let's understand what all we are going to cover in today's video. The first section talks about what's Freytag's pyramid, the 5 key parts of a story. Second section talks about how to structure your paragraphs to fit this model perfectly. Third structure talks about common mistakes students make with narrative structure. Fourth section talks about examiners' tips on what they want to see. Section talks about live examples from past papers, and section talks about how to practice and apply all this for your narrative writing. Moving on to the first section, that is what's Freytag's pyramid. Freytag's pyramid is a classic story structure that breaks a narrative into 5 clear parts. The first part is exposition, setting the scene and introducing characters. The second part, rising actions, building tension and conflicts. The third part, climax, the turning point or most intense moment. The fourth part, falling action, consequences of the climax unfolds. And the fifth part of this pyramid is resolution, the story's conclusion or wrap up. Why use it? It helps your story flow logically, keeps readers engaged, and most importantly, scores well in exam because it shows clear control of narrative structure. Now let's understand in the next section how to organize paragraphs according to Freytag's pyramid. Okay, let's look at the first paragraph, exposition. Describe the setting, introduce characters briefly. That will be the first paragraph. Second to fourth paragraph can talk about the rising action, build the conflict, add suspense or problem. When we move to the fifth paragraph, climax, the most dramatic moment or emotional peak. Sixth paragraph talks about falling action, show the immediate effect or reaction. Seventh paragraph talks about resolution, wrap up with a satisfying conclusion or reflection. This helps the examiner clearly see your story's progression. And that takes us to the next section of today's video, which is common mistakes to avoid and examiner's remarks. The first common mistakes that students do is 1. No clear beginning or exposition. Starting in the middle without context. Many students jump straight into action or conflict without setting the scene or introducing characters. This confuses the reader because there's no understanding of where or when the story takes place or who is involved. The examiners often commented, the story lacks clear context, making it difficult to follow. More description is needed to establish setting and character. And that takes me to the next error that most students do, that is weak or missing climax. The climax should be the most intense or important moment, but some students either rush it or don't clearly develop it. Instead of building tension, they jump from conflict to resolution too quickly. And the examiner feedbacks often included the comments like, the narrative speaks too soon or lacks a clear turning point. More suspense or emotional intensity required at the climax. That takes me to the next common error, that is abrupt or no resolution. Some stories end suddenly without tying up loose ends or giving closure to the reader. This leaves the examiner feeling the story is incomplete. And the common examiner remarks are, the story ends abruptly without resolution. A concluding paragraph reflecting on the events would improve the narrative. And the next common error is confused or mixed up timelines. Flashbacks or jumps in time are often confusing without clear signposting. This affects paragraph's flow and coherence. Examiners' comment include, timeline is unclear, making the story hard to follow. Chronological order or clear transition needed. That takes us to the next paragraph, that is paragraphs are too long or too short. Overlong paragraphs can confuse the reader and hide the structure. Very short paragraphs sometimes fail to develop the part of the story they represent. Okay, what examiner says to such things? Paragraphing needs improvements to highlight story progression. Balance paragraph's length to for clarity and impact. And that takes us to the next section of the video, that is examiner suggestions on how to fix these errors. The first suggestion is always start with a clear exposition. Set scene, time, and characters briefly but effectively. Build suspense leading to climax. That is the second input. Use rising action with small conflicts or challenges. Develop the climax fully. Make it the emotional or action peak of the story. Conclude with resolution. Reflect on what changed or what the character learned. Use clear transition. Phrases like earlier that day, suddenly, afterwards help guide the reader. Examiner's feedback is mind paragraph length. Aim for focused paragraphs, each covering one key part of the structure. And that takes us to the next section of today's video, is additional examiner advice from examiner reports officially. To quote, candidates who demonstrate a clear understanding of narrative are, with logical paragraphing, gain higher marks. Stories that lacks a defined climax or resolution often fail to reach band 3, and strong narrative structure enhances engagement and clarity. The real quotes from real examiner reports. First quote, many candidates confuse rising action with exposition, leading to disjoint storytelling. So when you see rising action in exposition, that should be clearly demarcated in your story. The next quote is, a well-developed climax was missing in nearly 40% of the scripts. Next part, that is effective use of paragraphing to reflect story stage was a key differentiator between band 2 and band 3. Some stories lacked any resolution, resulting in lost marks. So these were all the quotes directly from examiner reports. And let's understand one live example, which is the next section of today's video, poor versus strong narrative structure. The story starts with a fight, then jumps back to childhood, then suddenly ends with no clear resolution. This confuses the reader and loses marks. Strong narrative structure, let's understand. Paragraph 1. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows on the empty streets. Exposition. Paragraphs 2 to 4 build tension as the character faces rising challenges. Paragraph 5, climax. Her heart thundered as she faced her greatest fear. Paragraph 6 to 7, falling action and resolution wrapping the story with reflection or change. Now, tips to practice all of these things. Let's understand how. Plan your story with Freytag's pyramid before writing. Use bullet points to map out each paragraph's main event. Keep paragraphs focused on one part of the structure and review your draft to ensure the climax is the emotional peak. And let me give you a mini writing challenge that you should answer in the comment. Write a short story plan following Freytag's pyramid for the prompt. Flashed on my screen, a moment that changed everything. Share your plan in the comment. I'll feature the best ones next time. And also, you can download the free Freytag's Pyramid Story Planner, which includes templates, example prompts, and the checklist for your narrative structure. Links are in the description and the pinned comment. I hope this video was very helpful for you to understand small part of a narrative writing structure, and it might also help your friends, your classmates. So you can feel free to share this video. Also, feel free to subscribe to this channel if you feel it's worth investing your time and energy on this channel. Until then, take care. Signing off for today, Karishma.